Throw it down, big man.
Welcome everybody back to the Throw It Down Big Fella podcast. I am your host, Greg Rufus. Thank you so much for joining me. I know it's been a minute, you guys. I've been on here. Took a week off, my birthday week, and of course the election. That was very chaotic. I had to get my mind right. A lot went on last week, but I am back here, you guys, for another wonderful episode. On this episode, you guys, of course, I'm gonna be talking about all the local and national sports headlines going on the past couple of weeks I missed out, and of course preview what's to come following this for this week and next week. And there is a big fight, you guys, coming up on Netflix. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. At first I didn't think I would like this match. I was like, oh, this seems like one of those. I just didn't really like it and feel for it. But now that the hype is there, been watching these shows on Netflix, the countdown to the fight. I'm actually hyped up and ready for the fight. So I'm gonna preview the match for you guys, and maybe you guys would tune in. Who knows? But before I get started with all that, let me tell you guys to please subscribe to the wonderful podcast. I am gonna move to the studio this coming up week. It is in the works. It is coming. I will be in studio, you guys, but I have to get it situated and prepared. But it is coming, and I can't wait for it. But please subscribe to this podcast on our YouTube channel at Throw It Down Big Fella, and follow on Instagram at Throw It Down Big Fella Podcast. Thank you so much for all the support and love you guys have given me. All right, so without further ado, let's get into this wonderful episode. Let's start off locally, of course, and let's start off with the Memphis Grizzlies. Of course, they've won. They're on a winning streak right now. They've won 3 games in a row. I was at the game this past week, the November 6th game against the Los Angeles Lakers. John Morant, LeBron James. Of course, we all know, for those who have saw it, of course, we all know what happened. John Morant and LeBron going at it. There was of course, John Morant did an and one to, who was it to? Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent. It slipped my mind a little bit. But Gabe Vincent did the and one, did the too small. He stood on it. He stood on business. Of course, LeBron had to retaliate and get his teammate, just retaliate, because you can't let John Morant or anybody for that matter show you up. So of course, John Morant flopped. John Morant flopped on that last play LeBron drove to the lane to, and LeBron followed it up. This time he patted the floor, the floor. Of course, John Morant did not like that, and then he elbowed him the following possession after he hit a jump shot, and John Morant was assessed a technical, which he should. It was in front of a referee. You can't be doing that. So it was a very entertaining game. There was no Anthony Davis, of course. John Morant left the game. Of course, now with a hamstring injury, it looked worse than when I saw the replay. But he's out. I would say a week or two. I'm not really sure, but he's out right now. And Anthony Davis, speaking of Anthony Davis, he just got his eyes scratched out this past Sunday against the Toronto Raptors in a win. So this matchup, they're supposed to be playing each other tomorrow night in LA on ESPN. It's no Ja, probably no Anthony Davis. I'm not sure, but it's still it's still Grizzlies, Lakers. John Morant has actually went last week and said how much he doesn't like the Lakers, which no surprise. They knocked you out the playoffs a couple years ago. And when you played last year, you were in street clothes and LeBron was chatting it up, talking. So I know there's no love lost between them. So I figured that was going to happen. So I'm excited for this matchup, even though the stars may not be there in the line and all. I'm excited. So interesting to see how this plays out. But they have been rolling. The Grizzlies have been rolling. They defeated the Lakers, like I said. They defeated the Washington Wizards Friday night, and they just demolished the Portland Trail Blazers this past Sunday in Portland. So it sets up marquee matchup tomorrow, Grizzlies and Lakers. That should be a very, very fun game. And I'm excited to watch it. I will definitely be tuning into that. The Memphis Tigers football team. So since the last time I spoke, They lost to the University of Texas San Antonio. What a just a unbelievable loss. Like it pretty much I think takes them out of the playoffs altogether. Um, to their doing. I mean, that's just unfortunate loss, but they did come back this past Friday, primetime ESPN2, I believe, and they defeated Rice. So it looks more than likely that they'll probably be in a bowl game, not a playoff bowl game, but a bowl game, not to say the least. Um, it's still an okay season. If I had to grade the Memphis Tigers football season, I would give it a C. I mean, it's just plain and simple. They had high expectations. The path was there after the Florida State game was just to win out. I mean, it was they don't have the high schedule like many other playoff teams like Colorado. Like Colorado, I'm gonna get to the national stuff, but Colorado looks really good. But Memphis Tigers had a great year, just fell a little bit short, but they'll be in a bowl game. Hopefully, it's not the Liberty Bowl game. Maybe they can go to another city or state and enjoy that venue. But congratulations to the Memphis Tigers football team. They did the best they could, but it just wasn't enough. So, recap on the Memphis Tigers football team. The Memphis Tigers men and women college basketball, you guys, is officially here. It started. The men's team, they defeated Mizzou and UNLV, and PJ Haggard from Texas, sophomore. He's really good. He is their leading scorer. He led both their wins against Mizzou and UNLV. Very impressive. They're 2-0 so far. They play Ohio here at Memphis Friday night. That's their next home game. They look so far so good. Even with all the distractions, what's going on with the team, et cetera, et cetera, they're still finding a way to win. So congratulations to the University Tigers men basketball team. The women team, I give them some shout out. They defeated Mississippi Valley State. John Morant's sister actually plays for Mississippi Valley State. She did not play in this game, their home opener. But they lost to Mississippi State. It's Mississippi State. What can you say about that? And they also defeated Samford. So they're 2-1. Their next game is at Ball State tomorrow night. 2-1. So far, so good, like I said. But to the women's team, giving you a shout out, and also the men's team, and all of our sports teams here in Memphis. Keep doing what y'all gonna do. Of course, any other updates that go on so far in these seasons, because everything is going on right now. It's just a lot of things going on. So um, please, if you have any comments or about anything that's going on locally here in the great state of great city of Memphis, please leave it in the comment section. I surely will get back to that as soon as I can. All right, let's get into some national news. Let's start with since I started with the Memphis Grizzlies. Let me start with the NBA. A lot of stuff went down since the last time we spoke about the NBA, and quite frankly, it's a lot of beef, a lot of injuries too. I'm gonna start off with the injury side. There's so many injuries going on right now. Kevin Durant, John Morant, Anthony Davis, like I just mentioned, Joel Embiid, well, not really injury, but a suspension. He is actually slated to come back at some point. Tyrese Maxey. There's just a lot of big time stars coming in, and it kind of hurts the product of the NBA. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of hurts what the selling products. You have marquee matchups that ESPN or TNT or ABC they're trying to put out, and marquee players are out, and it just sucks. It just really sucks. There is a game tonight though, and I'm looking forward to this. It's the return of Klay Thompson back to Golden State. The Mavericks take on the Warriors. I'm 100% sure he's going to get a standing ovation and probably a video tribute. I know that this game means so much to him since the last time he put on a Golden State Warriors uniform. He went 0 for 10. Very infamous game. I know he wants to go out there and show out and put on a show for Golden State, but I think it should be a very warm reception for Klay Thompson when he goes back to Golden State, one of the best shooters of all time, especially in Golden State history. So that's a little bit of good previewing. Like also Grizzly Lakers game, like I mentioned tomorrow night. Those are some of the marquee games I'm looking forward to. The Milwaukee Bucks are really bad. And I'm not gonna really overreact to what I see so far, but something's got to change. they got to start playing defense. I think that's probably their main problem. Like Dame and Giannis, when they're playing, they're actually playing. They actually show up and they show out. I just you need a Bobby Portis to not say, you know what, I'm not going to score 15, 17. I'm just going to get 10 rebounds, 5 blocks. Or Brooke Lopez, same thing. I'm not going to shoot 15 jump shots. I'm going to probably take 3 or 4 jump shots and play defense. They need to play defense. They're an older team, they're one of the oldest teams in the NBA. They need to figure it out really quick. And I'm not gonna pile drive on Doc Rivers like I usually do with me and several of my friends. We like to pile on Doc Rivers and Darvin Ham as well. But they need to figure out to slow the game down, play defense. I think that's the only way they can get out of this mud, get out of this funk that they're in. But I think they can. I predicted them to go deep in the playoffs, possibly be in the Eastern Conference Finals. It's not looking good right now, but I expect the Milwaukee Bucks to pick it up really, really, really quickly as soon as possible. Speaking of teams that are just rolling and just you didn't really see it coming, but you're like, oh, this is the Cleveland Cavaliers are still undefeated, 12-0. I mean, they are just rolling. Like I I was bellish on Cleveland. I mean, they were a 4 seed last year. I was like, okay, can they get much better than what they were? To bring it back everybody. Can they? I mean, they have a new coach, of course, Kenny Atkinson, but can they really like take that next step? Can they be a top 3 team over like Boston, Philly, Milwaukee? Like I still had them 4. I mean, I didn't see them being better than those 3 teams. Oh, they're better than them right now. I mean, I'll still take Boston over them, but um, they're just really good and dynamic, and they play Boston. I think next week, I believe. That's a marquee game. We got to see if Cleveland is really, really about that. Donovan Mitchell is playing good. There's Garland, their big man, Jared Lee. Is it Lee? Hey, I can't think of it. Yeah, him. Just they're really, really, really good, and I'm impressed by what I'm seeing with Cleveland. They're a good team. I got to see them play against top tier teams though when everybody's healthy and all that. Like Philadelphia, they're starting off slow as well. They're getting Joel Embiid back soon. Tyrese Maxey should be back soon. Paul George is there. So when they're there, and when Cleveland's playing, and when Boston's playing, let's see how they really look all together when they play against each other. So the Eastern Conference, like I said, is really dynamic. The West is ups and downs, ebbs and flows. So I'm really excited to watch that. Other surprises besides the Memphis Grizzlies doing their thing, the LA Lakers, they're 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 there. I mean, they're good. I mean, I would give them a C ranking so far. They started off hot, but then they've lost to Detroit. I think Phoenix, they had a loss in Phoenix there. Phoenix is really good. I mean, they're 6-4. They're not 5-5. They're not below 500. They're just sea level right now. And they, like I said, I mentioned they're playing the Grizzlies coming up. They got some marquee games. I mean, like I said, they're playing good. The Denver Nuggets. Look, people want to write off the Denver Nuggets so bad. I wasn't so quick to do it. I just didn't know if the thing with Westbrook would actually work. Westbrook and Joker. Would that really work? And Jamal Murray's injury, he's slowing down. Like, can he pick up another level, another pace of the game? He has really changed all that. Russell Westbrook is rejuvenated so far, is working so far. Can it continue through the whole season? Time will tell. But the Denver Nuggets, I mean, they started off a little slow, a little sluggish, but they picked it up. And they're gonna find a way with Joker. We all know this. They're gonna find a way to be one of those elite teams in the West. When you have that monster Joker on your team, sky's the limit. The Oklahoma City Thunder still an elite team. They got 2 losses. The Dallas Mavericks, like I said, Clay. They're just offensively dynamite with Clay, Luca, and Kyrie. Can they play defense? Is my question. Like on paper, you have that offensive explosion. Of course, you're going to be good. Of course, you're going to be dynamic and superpower. Can they play defense? Can they slow people down possession by possession? Because you know the playoffs are about matchups and key opponents, and also defensive stop like defensive. You need some defensive dogs on that team in order to go deep in the playoffs. So we'll see. We'll see how that all plays out. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the season plays out, and of course the in season tournament starts tonight as I'm recording. So that should be fun times for NBA moving forward. All right. Oh, I didn't. We're done with the NBA, but if you have any more comments or just ideas you want to pop off about the NBA, please leave them in the comment section right here. NFL, I forgot to mention Tennessee Titans. I really didn't. I mean, but I'll mention it anyway. Tennessee Titans lost to LA Chargers. Justin Herbert did what he had to do. Landon McCocken, their receiver, he's really good. He's on my fantasy team. Shout him out. They defeated the Tennessee Titans. Calvin Ridley went off. Unfortunately, well, he went off. Good for him, but he was on my bench, and it made me lose my fantasy week. Him and Brock Purdy. I should have started him over Jalen Daniels, and I had Nico Collins, who was a late scratch, so I couldn't put Calvin Ridley in because it was a late scratch. It was the Sunday night football game, and unfortunate for me. Speaking of NFL, the Detroit Lions, Detroiting Lions. They found a way. Like this might actually be the Detroit Lions year. I mean that game in particular against Houston Sunday night. They were supposed to lose that game. Jared Goff had 5 interceptions. Uh, that was a if you were gonna like point to okay, that's a loss. Like that's just a scheduled loss. I was going back and forth between the Grizzlies game and that game, the Detroit Houston game. I was watching it with one of my friends at Huey's, and I was like, did we like this is over. Like Detroit's gonna and it's okay because you have those type of losses where you can just regroup, pick yourself up. It's like, all right, we just move on to next week. Just move on and just we refocus and get ready. No, not so much. They found a way. Jake Bates, their kicker, XFL kicker, he a rookie, is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Those two last kicks were so close. The narrow it was so close. They found a way to win. They come back. What a just what a wonderful feeling for that team. And they are tough. I remember when Dan Campbell really said biting off people's kneecaps, and everybody's like, what is he talking about? I get it now. Like you have to literally take these folks' body parts away, like dismantle them first before they can, because they never give up. They find a way to get themselves back in the game and finish the game. They're like those cockroaches. Like you have to stomp, stomp, stomp until they're dead, and that's the only way to defeat a team like that. But they are gritty and tough, and this Detroit Lions team. And I'm gonna take the fandom part of me because I want the Philadelphia Eagles to do it, but I'm gonna take the fandom part of me and say the Detroit Lions will be in the Super Bowl. Like bearing an injury if something bad horrifically happened, or they just have an off game, like they really, really off, and there's no way they can come back and win. The Detroit Lions are going to the Super Bowl. And it's just possible. It's just impossible for them to think that. It's just they're going to the Super Bowl. Another team that's I think they are officially becoming the super villains of the team, super villains of the league. I'm sorry, the Kansas City Chiefs. They were supposed to lose that game as well. The Denver Broncos, and shout out to my boy Darren. I know he was hurting real bad about this. The Denver Broncos were in position to win the game-winning field goal blocked. Just crazy. They Chiefs won 16-14. They're undefeated. They're 9-0. How is that possible? Like, how is that so possible? And I'm trying to like because that was just the craziest thing. It's like, how was that? um, but they 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 found a way to win the game. The Chiefs are chiefing. They don't look pretty. They're not high flashing like they used to are. They're the New England Patriots, like I said, of the early 2000s when they were winning back or 3 out of 4. Like they're in that era, and especially if they win this next one, they go three-peat. They first team to ever three-peat. They're the greatest of all time. They're heading towards that way, and Patrick Mahomes is definitely the GOAT, but his numbers are just I mean, they're okay, but it's like they're finding ways to win, and they're a complete team. They're a defense, offense, special teams. They find a way to win. So they find a way to win. You can't knock it. You can't be upset about it. Just find a way to win. So the Chiefs, yeah, shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs. So, like I said, the Philadelphia Eagles defeated the Dallas Cowboys 34-6. where do the Cowboys go from here? Well, obviously they're saying the tank, get the number one draft pick, get Shador Sanders, get Coach Prime. That's what Stephen A has been saying. I think several other people, Rex Ryan, other people are saying that. I don't know. I mean, what do you do with Dak? I mean, Dak is the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Shador Sanders, I'm sure, probably doesn't want to be sitting or bench for the first couple of years until Dak's contract goes out. I think that's a stretch. I think if they didn't sign Dak to that long-term contract, I think that could have been a higher scenario, a higher percentage scenario for the Dallas Cowboys. But I'm not ready to say blow the whole team up. What I'll say is the head coach, yeah, I think Mike McCarthy kind of knows after this season it's over. He's gone. I would go a different route. I would go Mike Vrabel if I was the Dallas Cowboys or Bill Belichick, whoever, whatever fits them. I wouldn't go necessarily Coach Prime just yet. I think Coach Prime really wants to be with Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter. That's a stretch too, but those two, he wants to actually coach him and actually him being a starting quarterback. So I could see him going to another team if possible, but you know how Jerry Jones is. Jerry Jones is about show and flaunt. So he's going to more than likely show Coach Prime money, give him this incentive, give this and that. He loves Deion Sanders, Coach Prime. He loves him. So I know he's going to give him a deal he probably couldn't refuse. But if I'm Jerry Jones, I give everything to my son and just back off. Like I think this is after his interviewing yesterday after the game, talking about, yeah, I know what like he just went on a rant talking about, yeah, I know where the sun sets and the moon is where it is, like where's the moon? Like I know that the players can't see on that field. Then put some curtains up. Come on now. It's just common sense. Like the Cowboy, like it's just bad. And he's losing it. And I just think like all this erratic behavior that Jerry Jones is doing right now, he needs to step down. I am telling you, he needs to step down. He is the problem for the Dallas Cowboys right now. I mean, it's just plain and simple. He makes it about him instead of the team, Dallas Cowboys. When they get rid of Jerry Jones, they can be more serious. Until then, if there's going to be the circus, they're just a circus. They're just there for show and puts. And the bad thing is, next Monday night they play the Houston Texans. Another gimmick, another side. It's comic hour whenever the Cowboys are playing prime time. So Thanksgiving game, like what? It's just bad times to be a Dallas Cowboys in the front office, a fan. I just feel sorry for him. I really do. I don't want to kick a horse when it's down even more. I'm just gonna try to help them up and get back to the stride to what they are. So I don't know what the Dallas Cowboys is gonna be. I don't know, but it's bad times right now, and hopefully things will get better. Speaking of teams that are just dead, like no polls dead, the Chicago Bears. They're just I think the Hail Mary that Jalen Daniels did just took their souls away. They have not been erratic. They've been erratic since then. The Arizona Cardinals game the following week or 2 weeks ago. This following game against New England Patriots, who are just bad, just a bad team. But they only managed to score 3 points. They haven't had a touchdown in like 22 straight drives. They just fired their offensive coordinator. I mean, they're not good. The coach should probably be gone as well. It's just a lot of things going on in Chicago. And Caleb Williams getting sacked 9, 10 times. It's so bad that the Patriots are helping him up and giving him a pat like during the game. It's just really bad for Chicago Bears. But hopefully they can get things better and pick things up. But it's tough. Everybody's saying playoff team, playoff team. I'm like, I don't know. Their offensive line is horrible. DeAndre Swift's on my fans team. I don't know if I should play him because their offensive line is so erratic and they're down. So it's like, what's the purpose of me playing a running back when you're already down 14-0? So in no offensive line, it's just bad. So I don't know. Things got to get better for this team. Trying to think any other storyline. Monday night, Miami, the 3-6, they defeated the Rams. Can they make a comeback? I guess that's the question. I really don't know. All right. They could possibly make a comeback. They could try to, but it's gonna be tough. But Tua's playing much better. They're actually galvanizing around the situation that they're in. So we'll see. But I like their toughness that the Dolphins are going through right now. And Like you said, if the injuries didn't happen, what would this team be like? Time would it's interesting. Quickly though, the Giants, the Sunday morning game, Giants and Panthers, Giants lost. Daniel Jones is more than likely. They're saying he's probably going to be benched. Uh, why wait so long to do this? Why now? I just don't really understand that part of it. But they lost to the Panthers 20-17. The Steelers and Commanders game. That was a very, very good game. Russell Wilson. People were like, "Oh my God, Mike Tomlin, why are you bitching Justin Fields? He's 4-2. Like, why? Like, he's 4-2. I got Russell Wilson." And Tomlin's got that mentality. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And he found a way. That's all you can ask for from it. He found a way, and they found a way to win that game. I feel sorry for that the Commanders' defensive end fall offsiding so they can give the Steelers the win. They look Mike Williams. Hey, Aaron Rodgers, how you look now? How do you look now? The fact that Mike Williams got traded and he got the game-winning touchdown for Pittsburgh. I know you feel like crap because that's what you are. You are a crappy human being who doesn't care about nobody but yourself. And look at you now. Look at your team now. They look dead. The Jets look dead. They 31-6. Like it's over. It's over, Aaron Rodgers. It's over. Like there's just this is all your fault. I don't know where you want to talk about a team that has nowhere to go. Like where do the Jets go after this? Like do you just bring everybody back and say, okay, let's all run it back again? There's just no way you can run it back with this same team. Like it's just yeah, there's just no way you can do this. So good luck, Jets fans. Just good luck because you deserve much better than this. The 49ers defeated the Bucks. That should be the story, but the real story is Debo Samuels. Like that's a clown behavior, Debo. And I like you, and I think you're one of the best players um, in the league. You're a top tier guy. But hey, like yeah, I mean it's crazy. I mean, like you're supposed to be a leader and a leader of this team, and it's like, what? Why even do that? I mean, I understand Jake Moody had three missed field goals. I get that. I get that point, but it's like, man, you could have done that. My thing about that, you could have done it in the locker room. Nobody would have known until maybe like a couple reporters and be like, there was an incident in the locker room and all that, but there's no video evidence of it. It's just you did this and you did that. I It's horrible. It's messed up that you actually got, and the cameras are right there, and you slap the man like when there's several cameras around there. That's childlike. That is clown behavior, Debo. Clown like behavior. You're better than this. I know you're better than this. It's just really disappointing on so many levels. You got to do better. You got to do better than this. And I expect you to move forward from this and be cool and all that, but Debo, my man, that's just horrible. That's horrible. But like I said, the thing is that Christian McCaffrey's back. Offense looks good. You guys like that should be the storyline, but instead, it's what you did. It's your reaction to that whole thing. Like your slap to the long snapper. Like do better, Debo. But I'm praying for you though. But just do better. Do better. Other scores that happened: Vikings narrowly beat the Jags 12-7. Our team's figuring out Sam Darnold. I don't know, but that was a very surprising score. Also, the Saints, their new head coach, they fired Dennis Allen last week. They got a guy that was talking about before the game how his toilet was clogged before the football game. Hey, do what you have to do. But I mean, he seems like a very edgy, like fiery, likable coach. But they defeated the Falcons 20-17. Kirk Cousins, first Cousins didn't show up, but I guess you have those type of games. You do. I'm going back to Thursday night. I forgot what a game that was. Baltimore, Cincinnati, 35-34. Cincinnati went for two. I don't have a problem with them going for two. It was just a play call. Like you went to the backup tight end, not even Mike Krzyzewski, him, that tight end, not even him, or Jamal Chase, who had a career 264-yard day. I just Cincinnati. I'm sorry. I feel sorry for you. Season may not be over, but that was a game that you're supposed to have. Joe Burrow, like I think he's had like 800 yards, like eight touchdowns thrown, but he's 0-2 this year against Baltimore. I think he's 1-7 career against Lamar. That's a tough break. Baltimore, Kansas City, AFC Championship game. I've already said it. I think it's already been booked. I think that's like the high favorite for the AFC Championship game. Um, Baltimore's just they're gonna always be there. You know this. You know this. Buffalo defeated the Colts 30-20, which sets up this week's game, my marquee games coming up for the NFL. Of course, my Philadelphia Eagles Thursday night football against the Washington Commanders. We're gonna see if Jalen Daniels is really about it. We're gonna see. I think that's gonna be a very marquee game. I can't wait to see that. Of course, Baltimore Pittsburgh rivalry among rivalry AFC North. That's gonna be a fire game. Um, Gotta mention Tennessee Titans, Minnesota. I'm just gonna mention that. Take that for what it is. They play Minnesota. Minnesota's -6. Yeah, I would probably take that. Bet if I was betting, I would definitely take that. Packers and the Bears. The Bears need this. They fired the offensive coordinator. How they going to respond? We will definitely see how they do. Chicago, Green Bay is actually 6.5 point favorite. Falcons and the Broncos, that's a good one. That's a really, I didn't think now before the season started, I'm like, this game, look, but it's actually a very interesting game. Denver is favored by 2 at home. Uh, we will definitely see how they respond to that. Of course, the big game that everybody is circling, Kansas City at the Buffalo Bills, a rematch of their playoff game last year. Of course, the wide right game that everybody so famously remembers. The Bills are 2.5 point favorite. Whew, I think if there was any guaranteed bet, is to always bet Patrick Mahomes as an underdog. He's underdog 2.5 points. I understand that Kansas City they look bad, they look mediocre. I get all that, but it's like, come on. I mean, ooh, I can't go against Mahomes. Like that's like committing a sin if I bet against him. But it's Josh Allen. Look, Josh Allen, you my dog. I love you. You one of those guys. You got to win this game. Not even. Let's just forget about that. Forget about what happened last year, playoff game and all. You got to win this and send a message. Like you want to be in discussion for good team in the discussion with Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Hurt, like all other quarterbacks. You got to go above and beyond that and win this game. You got to. There's no ifs ands about about it. You got to win this game. So how would Josh Allen respond? That'll be interesting to see. Um, Anything else? Sunday night football game, Cincinnati and the Chargers 4-6. Cincinnati they need this win, and the Chargers are a 1.5 point favorite. They need this win badly. So Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, what you got? Sunday night football and the Monday night football game. Ooh, Houston and the Dallas Cowboys. Houston's a 7.5 point favorite. Nico Collins he is needed badly in this lineup for Houston. Badly. I mean, Tank Dell is doing what he can, but CJ Stroud needs his boy back in the worst way. Even if he doesn't play, I think Houston will probably win. But the Cowboys just went on. I've just mentioned the Cowboys are cowboying, and this like it's just I don't know. I really don't know. So that's my NFL reaction, my high life, low life in the NFL. If you have any comments about about the NFL, what I just said, please leave it on the comment section on this YouTube page and let me know what you guys think. That are the Cowboys? Do they need to tank the rest of the season? How can Buffalo actually pull off the upset against Kansas City? And just any other things that you have on your mind, please leave in the comment section and let me know ASAP as soon as possible. All right. Before I get to my final topic, let me get into college football right quick. Marquee games that I'm looking forward to this week. Shout out to Alabama. Just go back to last week as well. Shout out to Alabama, dominate LSU. LSU, I gotta do better than throwing water bottles. Like, do better, do better. Also, shout out to Ole Miss defeating Georgia. I believed in you. I knew the fan base believed in you. Congratulations to that. Got fined for taking those 2 goalposts down, but hey, y'all got it. Yo, Ole Miss, you got it like that. So shout out to uh them as well. Let's talk about some of the big Colorado winning as well. Shout out to Colorado. Let's talk about some of the big games this week coming up. Clemson and Pittsburgh. Clemson's a 10-point favorite. That's a 11 a.m. game on Saturday. Colorado actually has 11 a.m. game against Utah at home, and they're 10-point favorite. That should be, you know, lively and exciting. I think that's like 9 a.m. their time, no, 10 a.m. their time. So it's a little early tip. Let's or early action. Let's see how they respond to that. Uh, any other games that I'm looking forward to? Let's see. Of course, Tennessee, Georgia, Saturday night at Georgia. Georgia is a 10-point favorite. Georgia's a 10-point favorite. Woo! Let's go. Let's if UT wants to circle a game, here we go. 10-point favorites on the road, UT. What y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do? That's pretty much it. All the games that I'll be looking forward to. LSU, Florida. LSU is actually a 4.5 point favorite. How does LSU respond to that? And that should probably be it on the games that I'm looking forward to. Top 25 games I'm looking forward to. I mentioned Memphis plays. Uh, who do they play again? I think I said it before. UAB. They play UAB Saturday night, and their Memphis is a 14-point favorite. 62.5 is the total. I'll probably take the over in that total. But Memphis, they are at home against UAB. Let me know what you guys think about any marquee games you're looking forward to. Colorado and Coach Prime and them doing their thing. Ole Miss defeating Georgia. What an upset that was. Also, Miami lost to Georgia Tech. That's horrible. They don't play this week, but man, that was bad. That was bad. But I think they play the following week. They play Wake Forest. Good luck, Wake Forest. You're gonna get an angry Miami team, but I still like Cam Ward. I just think it was a Georgia Tech, our arch rivals, had like a couple weeks to prepare for them. One of those, just a trap type game, and it was. So Miami, of course, will bounce back. But let me know what you guys think about all the college football action going on. Leave the comments into the YouTube page. All right, I'm gonna wrap up this wonderful episode, you guys, talking about a boxing match that I didn't really think would be that good. It was supposed to be scheduled for July 20th on Netflix, and it was the Jake Paul Mike Tyson match. I've turned to 180 and said, okay, I like this. I've fallen for it now. The promotion of it, the talking, the stuff that's been going on Netflix. They got a series out right now promoting the fight. Mike Tyson is a likable guy, and he's. I used to be afraid of Mike Tyson growing up because he was just so fierce and he was a killer inside the ring and outside. And he was just, he bit a guy's ear off and said, "I will eat your children." Like he was a fierce guy growing like back in the day. I mean, he's likable now. All the stuff he's overcome, all the troubles of the past, he has overcome all that, and he's become a likable guy. Jake Paul, on the other hand, I wasn't feeling at first. It's kind of they have the same identical stories. They weren't likable at first. They were fearful, but then you grew up to like them and to love them. And Jake Paul's the same thing. I never liked. I mean, I never liked him. I thought it was a gimmick. He's this YouTuber guy. Now he thinks he's a boxer now, but he put the work in. And although it wasn't against boxer like type people, he still went out, knocked them out, put on a show, and he gets bigger. He's getting better and better and better. His technique is getting much better. I would give the man that point. But I would say after this matchup with Mike Tyson, either way it goes, I want him to fight like real boxers. I want him to fight like boxers on his level. I would love to see him Canelo, Albert, like or Triple G, or like people that are actual boxers. Like get on that level. Like I want him to get to that and grow because his marketing team and all that are doing a great job. That will put him on another level to me if he can do that. I mean, but that's just my opinion. Keep doing what you do, Jake Paul. But that's just my opinion on it. My honest opinion is I think, and I hate to say this, and I love Mike Tyson so much. I think he's getting knocked out. I think Jake Paul is knocking out Mike Tyson. Probably I'll give it like the fifth or sixth round. I think Mike Tyson, and there's no disrespect to Mike Tyson at all. He's one of the greats of all time. It's really the age. I mean, it's just plain and simple. Like Jake Paul does this, he gets even more cool points. There is so much to gain from Jake Paul. Like I knocked out Mike Tyson, like I'm a legend. Look, I knocked out a killer. I'm a legend. There's nothing to gain from Mike Tyson from this. Like there's nothing. It's like I win. It's like, am I going? Is this a comeback season for Mike Tyson? Is he going to fight someone? I don't know. Like I don't know what's the good about this fight unless if I'm Jake Paul, I'm taking it. If anyone takes this fight with Mike Tyson because it's Mike Tyson, he's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. Like I'm taking the match, no doubt about it. So for Jake Paul, I think he wins. I think he knocks out. I think it's one of those. Were you there? Did you see when Mike Tyson got knocked out? He's even said famously on Netflix, like I want to die in the ring. I if I get knocked out, I get knocked out. That's just the sport of it. I want to get knocked out. He's got a warrior mentality. Like I want to die in the ring. Whatever happens, happens. If I make a comeback, so what? But I'm in the ring. I want to go out like a champ. So if this is the way he wants to go out, then so be it. I hate it for him, but I mean, I think it's going to be a great show, a great tell. Um, but the alternative is if Jake Paul does knock him out, I think he wins by decision. Um, I don't want to see a rematch. I really don't. I really do not want to see a rematch of this. I want them to have this match and go move forward. And Jake Paul, like I said, fight some real boxers, real champions. Like go forward. Like be if you're gonna be in this sport, be in the sport. Don't be half going in it. Go fully into the sport and fight like real boxers instead of former UFC guys or basketball players, football. Like I don't want that no more. Like this just be a real like fight real boxers is what I'm saying. So I'm excited about the match. I'm excited for the match before Amanda like the matches before Silverado and this Kate woman. Like I'm excited for that, and I think it's like another match before that. I'm excited to watch all three of these matches on Netflix. I think Netflix is going to make some money. That was their goal. They're going to make money off of it. Everybody's going to watch it. Family's going to watch it. Children are going to watch it. It's just exciting. But shout out to both of them. They promoted this fight really, really good. So this should be one of those matches like you got to watch this. You got to watch this for yourself. So shout out to that as well. All right, you guys, that will conclude this wonderful, wonderful episode of Throw It Down Big Fella podcast. Like I said, please subscribe on the YouTube channel at Throw It Down Big Fella, and also on Instagram at Throw It Down Big Fella Pod. I will see you guys next week for your host, Greg Rufus. I will see you next time. Until then, peace out.
Throw it down, big man.